Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be covering the topic data engineering lifecycle, the process in which raw data is converted into useful insights. So this is an important and an interesting topic in data engineering. So let's dive into it. So there are mainly 5 stages in the data engineering lifecycle, starting with the generation, storage, ingestion, then going to transform, and then serving. So we're going to be covering each stage in detail. Now, starting with the first stage, generation. This stage answers the question, where does data actually come from, right? So data actually comes from majorly these 4 places. First one is apps. Every click, every action that we do in an app is data. Then comes sensors, smartwatches, IoT devices. All the smartwatches, this number of steps we take, our heartbeat, everything is converted into data. Then databases, all the existing systems available is also a source for data. And user actions such as purchases, searches, all the bank transactions that we do, our Google history is everything converted into some type of data. Now an example for this is an e-commerce transaction from Amazon. Starting from the search where we search for the starting from the search bar where we search for the product until our final confirmation page of the order, every step in between is data and is being stored somewhere. Now the next stage is going to be dealing with where this data is going to be stored. Now we're done with collecting the data. So the next question which comes up to our mind is, where does the data live? So that question is answered in stage 2. So the data is stored in various types of databases, such as the actual traditional databases, which are fast, structured, and traditional. So these include relational databases and SQL. The next one is data lakes. These are scalable and suitable for raw data. So data lakes are used for large amounts of data and is also scalable. So the next one is cloud storage. This is like the most modern type of storage used. It is virtual and it is scalable, and most of the cloud storage is based on a subscription model, which is cost optimized, right? The examples for it are S3, GCS, and Azure Blob. So there are many types of storage techniques. Now the question which comes is, how do we select it? So the selection criteria for choosing our storage type is cost and performance. The cost should be optimal and the performance should be high. Till now we're done with collecting the data and storing the data. The next stage in our process is ingestion. Ingestion is the process of moving data from the original source to a central system where the data is stored and processed. This can happen in 2 ways. Batch-wise ingestion, which means that the data is collected and transferred in chunks at specific intervals of time. It can be the data can be transferred overnight or at a particular time which is mentioned beforehand. And the second type is streaming in real time. So in this type of ingestion, the data is transferred at the instant. For example, if you take the location of a person, the live location of a person, the location is updated at the minute, at the second. So that is meant by real time ingestion. So the data is sent from the server to a device on real time. So yeah, till this stage, the data is still messy, right? We didn't perform any type of operations like cleaning on it. So we're going to be dealing with that in the next stage. Fourth stage, the most important stage, the stage in which we make the data useful. So this is where all the magic happens. So we perform the following operations: cleaning, joining, filtering, and aggregating. So cleaning, we remove duplicates and fix errors. So the data in the real world is not clean. It is filled with errors. We can't expect the data to be clean, so we have to clean it ourselves. Next comes joining. So the data which we find from one source may not consist of everything that we need. So we gather data from various sources and join them together. Then comes filtering. So the data which we get might have some garbage which we don't need. So that data is taken out and filtered. Last comes aggregating, performing operations like taking average, finding out the mean, median, mode, and other statistical and mathematical operations, and also summarizing the data. So performing all this data leads to finding new insights. Uh, the main conversion of raw data to useful insights is done in this stage. The tools used are SQL and Python. So the final now we are going to be moving into the final stage, serving. Now we're finally at the final stage of the life cycle, serving. So this is the stage where we make the data accessible to the end user or to the client. For example, dashboards, APIs, machine learning models. So in dashboards, yeah, the common tools used are Power BI and Tableau. So dashboards are used to visually represent the insights that we get from data and show it to a non-mathematical or statistical person. Now APIs are the real-time access for apps, right? So whenever you're using a certain app, if any data is required by that app, it will do an API call, and the data will be retrieved. The last one is machine learning models. So machine learning models solely run on data. So these machine learning models and machine learning engineers depend on data engineering. So yeah, they use the data for training and predictions. So now we're going to be looking at a real life example before we conclude. Next, we're going to be going through the 5 stages which Netflix follows. So yeah, let's look at the first step, generation. So let's take the example of the user searches and watches a show. So as you mentioned, apps are a crucial source of data. Every click and every action that we do is data. So the search and the watch time which we spend on the app is converted into data. Next is storage. Data lakes store raw viewing events. Yeah, as you mentioned earlier, all that watching and searching is stored in data lakes. Ingestion, real-time streaming. So all the data which might be the show, related to the show, is being sent in real time to your device, which you're able to view. The next is transform. So and mathematical operations are performed and new features are created. In case of Netflix, it is engagement score, which might be some parameter which is used to analyze about a particular user. Serving. At last, the data is sent to a machine learning model, which is a recommendation system. So you guys find some recommendations in your Netflix account which are related to your previous watching history. So that's due to the machine learning model and the data which is being served. So guys, that's the concept of the life cycle of data engineering. I hope that this concept is clear. You can find the notes for this concept in the description box below. And if you like this video, please like and also subscribe to the channel. And that's it for today. Thank you.